Figured Lynn said we better start recording, you know,
Yeah.
put them on the record.
Never know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
You golf yesterday?
Yes,
Nice, huh?
18th. Yeah, it was great.
How'd you play?
Oh, terrible, terrible. First time out,
Oh, who would ask that question?
Well, I have to ask.
first time of the year. I was.
Yeah, sometimes though.
You never know. Sometimes he has that miracle round. You go out, you shoot like, I don't know.
I look forward to the first two rounds because your bad habits don't start creeping into about the third round.
I did 9 holes today with Rob Safe, you know. I was so much pain. My body was just killing me
Yeah.
yesterday. And my score, I had a 51. and
Yeah.
9 holes, which was pretty decent, you know, beginning of the year. As the beginning was bad, then it got better, you know.
There's hope.
There's hope, yeah. Yeah.
Lynn, this is Linda. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
know her.
Linda, yeah.
And Steve, have you met Linda?
Yeah, I just-
Your name is
Lynn.
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 A boy named Lynn.
Well, of course, looks good though.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little wet, but
Yeah.
that's what you can expect. you
The
know.
way he's got the way he's mowing it now,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
different. It's nice. You get, I think it helps you find the middle of the fairway.
yeah, that's for sure,
Yeah.
because you got light yellow and
Yeah,
green. you know.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Were you out there yesterday?
yeah, I played with Gary and Kathy.
I didn't see it. yeah.
I think we went off maybe 11.
Okay, you were ahead of us. We went off at 11:40, so you were just far enough away.
Yeah. How about number 6, all those trees they cut down, looks like a different
Oh,
hole,
I
doesn't it?
know, it's great.
Yeah, I like it.
Kids,
I like it.
look at your shorts.
I almost did.
Almost.
Sit here or there?
No, and right to anywhere you want,
Anywhere I want.
Yeah.
Tonight,
Yeah.
Like tonight.
on the
That's
beach.
what you got.
Yeah. Has everybody met our new secretary?
Nope.
Okay.
Linda Young.
And this
Oh,
is Stu.
yeah, I have met you, not here, but yes. And you're Sue Bassett. Sue Bassett. Okay.
And I'm Mark.
Ketchum? Okay, thank you.
Hi, Sue. Hey, happy birthday, I didn't realize.
Yeah, thanks. Last week.
Oh, yeah. Still counting? Okay,
This
good.
was when I stopped on.
My wife's got, she was just turned 70. She's got the balloons hanging in the living room. She's gonna go tie them on her girlfriend's mailbox next week when they have the helium still in them. We had fun, all the kids came in. Two boys flew in and my daughter's a Webster, so they all
Wow.
surprised her. So-
Nice. I told my sister that if there was a party, she was never gonna hear the end.
I haven't had one though.
Yeah, we just got together at Heather's.
Hey. I have a favor. I have been volunteered, twisted into going on the library board of the town of Sylvis.
Okay,
I need 25 signatures of people from, that live in Sylvis, and I figured it would be a pretty good bet. That everyone here tonight would be, except you.
should be.
We could vote twice.
Here, can you say?
Well, it's not really a vote.
Yeah, I know.
We know this guy. behind the green.
But I live in.
Keep away
town
from
of Sylvis.
children.
I spoke to all 3 applicants before. so-
You what?
I spoke to all 3 applicants
Okay.
before.
Okay.
They all should be here.
What do we owe this pleasure that you're here tonight, coming?
TJ, and he wants me back in person.
Okay.
You been out playing yet?
It's gonna be a little while till I can get out too. Everyone's coming back. So we're busier than heck right now. We have, I think, 10 or 11 applications. I don't remember the exact number because we split up into 2 meetings for next week's planning.
I saw that in the paper.
I had to, because otherwise we were gonna be there for 3-4 hours. And
Yeah.
towards the end, they start to get tired and cranky.
Yeah.
Daryl knows how it is. Yeah. So I pushed it off.
We already talked about this little chunk of land on Sill Road once before.
Yep, so they're redoing another portion of that little chunky. So
Oh.
before we gave them 900 square feet,
Nice.
now they're adjusting another 200.
Oh, you could.
All of it, because it was
Okay.
the neighbor to the north.
Mhm.
It would have impeded, that little bit would have impeded his property.
Oh,
So it's another adjustment there.
oh, okay, so it's not a different
Am I in
parcel, it's
receipt?
the same parcel with a little,
Mind your seat. Okay.
Mine is-
it's the same parcel, but.
That must be, the empty one must be yours.
Do I have You get a new car? Oh, you.
Sure.
Me?
Hey,
Yeah.
Phil.
No, it's clean. Oh, no, I thought I saw
Good
a
evening.
car out there that was your license plate and it was blue instead of red. Oh, it must be Linda's.
This is
You
Linda,
a
by the
blue
way.
Oh, sorry, you have a blue car? Yes. Ah, okay, I saw it and thought it was Lori in a new
Lori's.
car. Oh, okay. Because you've got the nice license plate, the.
Sailboat on it?
Yeah, with sailboat, yes.
Oh, yeah.
me too. Yeah.
So you're
That's why I was-
Lori?
Thanks.
Yep, this is Lori.
Have you met
Linda.
Linda?
No,
Linda,
no, I
you-
haven't met you.
New
Linda. Nice to
secretary.
meet you.
She's been around a month, but we haven't had a meeting.
I know.
What's your name?
Phil Leon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you gentlemen on Zoom hear us all right?
Nope.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Oh, can you? Okay. All right. Couple minutes here. We'll start.
I don't see video on your end, though.
You don't see any video? Okay.
No.
No,
There we
There
go.
you go. Now we got video.
That's why Kevin's here. All right, I think it's close enough. We can get started. I'm Tom Johns. I'm the chairman of the zoning board for the village. With us today is Sue, Kevin, our building inspector, Lori, Mr. Ketchum, who's our ad hoc. So we do have everyone here today, so you can ask questions but not vote today. All right. Steve Nesport and Lynn, and we'll introduce our new secretary, Linda Youngman, who joined us about a month ago, but this is her first live meeting. She's doing planning minutes also. So we'll get started tonight. We have 3 issues tonight. These have all been duly advertised in the papers and on the board. So everybody in town should have had a chance to realize what was before us tonight. So the first one, we're going to start with a lot subdivision. This one went to zoning, planning, and board, and it's actually a variance for a subdivision. And it is They want to subdivide 210 square feet from 8425 Sill Shore Road to be added to 8417 Sill Shore Road.
That's incorrect. It's actually 8423.
Okay, instead of 17, it's 23.
Yes, Joe Rosa.
Gonna be adding it to the wrong lot if we get done, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, you want to tell us, Joe, what you want to do and why?
That's-
My name is Steve. I'm the one that actually currently owns that piece of property.
Okay,
So as you guys probably remember, last year we purchased this property, a small section, about 600 square feet from Barb and Christie. Part of that property, or that section, went over the northern property line of our property over to Joe Rosa's. He
okay,
came to us and asked if we'd be willing to sell 210.7 square feet to him to make his southerly line straight all the way to the road. So it just kind of cleans up the property lines. That's all we're doing. So we agreed to sell him the property that we bought from Barbie Christie, that portion of it, and just to give a nice straight line.
okay. The way we do this, you kind of present what you want to do. We then open it to public input. Listen to that. If there is public input or none, then we'll move on from there, and the board will discuss it amongst ourselves and maybe have some questions for you and try and come up with a vote. So at this point, we'll open it to public discussion. Is there anybody either on the Zoom call or in attendance that has anything they'd like to say about this? Kevin, have we had any feedback from anybody?
No
No
feedback.
feedback, okay. And it doesn't look like we're gonna get any live participation. So we'll close it to public comment and talk amongst ourselves here.
Okay.
Okay, we have another question for you, but this looks pretty straightforward to me. It's kind of the second chapter of this little piece of property, but it seems to make sense. I had something here from, let's see, Wayne County. It doesn't look like they had any trouble with it, and I think planning approved it. So there's no issues there. Anybody got any questions for Joe in this case?
I just wondered, the short form, part one, so the applicant is Joseph Russo, right? Is that who the applicant is?
That's the person subdividing from Steve Burdine, yeah.
Okay, so, because there was a little confusion on the addresses on what 2117 or something was thrown in there too, and I was a little confused on. So it's going to, the project is going to, the subdivision is going to go under Joe Russo's.
84, oop, it just went away. 8423, right, Steve, is the address?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So 8423 is what it's being added to.
Okay. Okay, that was that was just my question because it wasn't real clear.
So looking at it, I think it's this chunk right here. Optometry, this little.
Yeah.
It's easier to figure out on the map than it is live.
Yeah.
Any questions there, Mr. Ketchum?
Is it Sill Shore Road or Sill Road?
Still short.
Still short.
Okay, some places in the documents it said Sills.
Okay.
I'll call it Sill Shore Road. Thank you.
Steve, nothing, sir? Lynn?
No, straightforward.
Okay. Can I take a motion? I'd like to make one.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application as submitted.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
I,
All against?
I just asked for the planning for final on the 3rd. I have it for the special meeting.
Okay,
And we just need the plat, if you want to tell, I think it's McMahon LaRue that you're dealing with. They just need a Mylar plat by then.
Okay,
Or they can get it, it just, once you get the approval, there's a shot clock that starts.
yes, correct.
2 days to get it to the county, it has to be signed, or it has to start all over again.
Yep,
okay,
I appreciate everybody. Thank you for your time.
okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I guess we're clear here. Our second one tonight is Mr. Welker. Okay, and this is Daryl, you're with us,
Yes, good evening.
and what we're looking for here is I guess we're charging for a site plan. We want to add a fence along the eastern portion of the property per the plot drawing, which is 64 feet in length, with a small portion being 6 foot high. So why don't you go ahead and explain what you want and
Sure.
why you need it?
Yeah, so the neighbors and I decided to put up a fence. Lyle Muldoon's house, the new owners are doing a Airbnb out of the house. And then they converted the garage into a second one, which is right on the property line. So over the course of the past year, we've had a lot of problems with our renters basically coming on to our property using our dock and break wall because it's easier to get into the water. It's pet friendly over on their side. So if there's dogs in our yard all the time. So we came to the agreement. So what they did is in their book, they put those little snow deflectors up that you can see in the picture. And they tell people not to go past that line, which nobody reads. So we're just like to put up a privacy fence because where the garage is or their new apartment, there's a little patio there and that's maybe 2 feet from the property line. So there's no privacy. So we just want to do 2 sections, a 6 foot, vinyl fence there to give each a buffer and then do black wrought iron from there to the water. So it's not to keep my dog in, it's to keep people out. So we're splitting the cost of the fence also.
Okay. With an understanding what you want, so we'll open at this point the public comment. If there's anybody in the Zoom call or anybody in person that would like to comment on it, now's your chance.
So that's why it's the variances for the 2 6 foot.
Okay, I guess being no public comment, we'll close it to public comment and discuss it amongst ourselves. I guess the first question I had is the first portion is 6 foot, and then after that, the wrought iron fence is going to be under 4 foot.
It's actually 4 foot, 4 inches to be exact. It's a little under 4 feet because there's a gap underneath. So the top elevation is gonna be 4 foot 4 inches.
So we need for them to approve the whole shot.
Whole shot, yeah.
Not just the 6 foot section.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody understood that. Okay, questions, comments for Mr. Walker, excuse me.
yeah, where does the, Daryl, where does the wrought iron start? Can you give an idea?
So the wrought iron from the corner of the building, it's gonna go out roughly. So the stockade gonna go from the corner of that building out 8 feet plus another section possibly, or half a section, so maybe 12 feet, because we don't want to go too far, so it's gonna block a view. And then the wrought iron, so let's say 12 feet off of that building, the wrought iron is gonna start out to the water. And it's gonna match the wrought iron that's on the side of our house right now that goes over to the fence, which is in the picture. It's the same fence.
And that's a fence right there too. right?
Yeah, that's
That's
the,
the other fence.
Mel Crandall. Is that Mel's fence, the old fence on the other side, or is that yours?
Which one? The wood fence?
Yeah,
The wood fence, well, it's mine now, but it was Crandall's.
Yeah.
And that's getting replaced this year with vinyl, but we went in front of you guys last year, so that fence is getting replaced.
Yeah.
That's next.
You're a busy guy down there.
Yes, too busy.
Any other questions at this point? I guess when I first saw it, I didn't like the idea, but I didn't realize it was gonna be wrought iron.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
mean-
makes a big difference.
We get too many. The tunnel effect if it was. Oops.
Yeah, we don't really want a fence. It's like I said, it's there to serve a purpose. So. And it's not like on our side too, the break wall, there's still a little bit of a gap there, but we're just gonna put a bench to keep people from going over. But if anybody has problems coming in with a boat, we could still get over there to help. So, and still sandbag if need be.
Okay. Kevin, we had him do a water assessment form. I looked this over. Was that in the package to everybody? Yeah. Okay, but there didn't seem to be anything too dramatic in there as far as change to the waterfront. We don't vote on that, do we, Kevin? That's just an information.
yeah, it's information from the planning board just to show their extra questions that they're throwing.
Okay. Anybody else? Comments, questions? Okay. I guess at this point then we'll take a motion if somebody wants to. This one?
Make a motion to accept the application as submitted.
Okay, that's Steve. Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor to approve the fence as proposed? Say aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Okay.
Can you just do for a point of clarification? Lori brought up some more detail that wasn't in the packet, so it's 12 foot off the back of the house and then 4'4" or
Yeah,
4'4" wrought iron, just so we have that
Okay.
detail.
Yeah.
Because right now we just have a plot drawing showing, you know, the line, and I have it down as like a 6, so we might end up, not saying Daryl would, but you know,
Right.
just so we're clear on our words.
Is it enough for Linda to just add that to the notes, or do you want?
Yeah, just a point of clarity for it. Just say,
So say what again?
just say it's 12 foot off the back of the house for the 6 foot portion, and then the rest is 4'4".
Well, it's 64 feet long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 feet tall, 12 feet long. Right?
Right, 12 feet off the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin, he comes see you.
Yep.
Okay, I think you're all set with us. See Kevin and we'll get you going.
All right, thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow, Kevin. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Phil, we made you wait to the end. This is Mr. Leon, and what he would like to do is add a 12 by 16 shed from the neighbor's property onto his property, 1 foot from the rear setback where 15 foot is required, and 1 foot from the property line where 25 feet are required. This would give him 35% lot coverage where 40% is allowed. And this would be a variance in this case because of the setbacks. You want to tell us which one do?
Well, it's just a narrow strip of property, so I don't really have the option. I don't know, we have a garage on site or storage area, so. Just looking at some storage, so store pumps and hardware for my marina for docks and that, handfuls there with close access.
Okay, and this is the shed that's across the street, right?
Yeah, the contractor I had working with me, he's did the job for the neighbor, and he brought it up, he's like, oh, the shed, I have to demo it. He's like, would you be interested in it? I'm like, well, yeah, I could probably move it before, but. just wanna go over there, so actually, I've been wanting to do a shed, this kind of move it forward. Faster, because it's something. That one, I believe they were came before you for a variance, you were trying to make it like Airbnb or something.
Yeah, she was looking for a residence, not a shed.
Yeah.
And we turned that
So
down.
that's Bill Street or something out there, so it's the way.
Okay, at this point, we'll see if there's anybody on Zoom that would, has any public comment based on what Mr. Leon would like to do. Okay, having heard none, just a point for your secretary to see we have a person on Zoom. They have talked and they don't have to, but usually we just include their
Okay.
name and the attendance.
Mitzi,
Yeah,
Yara.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
Okay, at this point, we'll close the public comment since there is none and discuss it amongst ourselves. Like to go first?
So I wondered after wandering around down there, how far from the Oscar First shed? Is your shed gonna be? Is it like where the docks are?
Probably 10 or 12 feet.
Yeah, so kind of the
Wherever the
south.
traffic cone was, that's my corner one. There's a
Okay.
traffic cone on a stake down, but that's the
Okay.
corner. Basically, where all the sandbags are stacked up between
Between the docks.
the boathouse, the docks, that's the new station alert has arrived. That's their property. What's the max you can do with a shed square footage wise? 400 square feet?
We don't,
Or is it a percentage of?
do you mean by state code or local code? Just in general, it depends on your lot Yeah. and what you can fit in there. Storage wise, I have to look at the building code for your use. Off the top of my head, I think it's 9,500 square feet for an S2.
Okay, so we're not approaching the gross square footage.
No.
Relatively small structure as far as I didn't know if there was a max.
And I guess the question is your hardship is your narrow lot. That's what you're discussing, but
Yeah.
the fact that it's so close to the water, I guess was a concern of mine. I understand the 1 foot from the neighbor's lot line, but
Well, the property gets wider as you come to Craig Street, but I just figured there's already a boathouse there and there's that 50-foot tree right there, which when they foliage, it's, you know, I just figured tucking it to that end of the property, you already have a building there, you got a large tree there. It'd be less intrusive in that area than somewhere else. I'm not opposed to moving it further up the property. I just think it would be a better fit at that end. But I don't think I still think I need a variance. Towards Craig Street, I still.
okay. Any other concerns? Excuse me, I see we have another person.
I talked to Phil about this when I was down there looking at it, because my first concern was, you know, it's hanging over the right of way. But what Phil explained is that right of way, which is 10 feet wide. So I guess the question that I was wondering was, what, you know, how that would impact if it's hanging off the, you know, hanging over the right of way, how that would impact the area, you know, because there's parking along there. So I'm assuming that that was what the original intent was, to enable parking.
The original intent was access to Oscar First, previously Oscar First property where the boathouse is. there's a 10-foot right away through my property to get to that property, but if you look at the historic photos, I actually found one, the parking was, that predated the parking lot, when the rail was in there. So when Oscar, Chase must have gave Oscar, I had to check the abstract, the easement, so that he could get to that piece. But now that the village is paved the federal right away, and we put parking in there, they have perpetual, access for there.
You're saying the right of way goes away?
It
It's
doesn't
going
go
away.
away. I mean, if somebody really wanted to push the issue, they could, you know, they could feel it, but it's gonna wipe out 42 parking spots from downtown Sodas Point. Which I don't think anybody has a motivation to do that. Which, I mean, if they enforce that and the village enforced any kind of fence, or at one point they were talking about a curb along here, you never, they don't have enough room to turn around once they get down there, their property is so narrow. They couldn't have a right away in water, so.
Which road are you looking at? Sorry. Oh, see, right there is.
The 10-foot.
Right, that's a 10-foot right away. But this is all paved, this is all paved.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, because this is the 20-foot is the federal, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
the 10-foot's the private.
yeah, I think, you know, I think that right away was established prior to that being a parking lot. I think it was between when the tracks were pulled up and a lot was paved.
You said it was Oscar first.
Oscar first owned that boathouse and 139 feet of property there.
Oscar owned them.
So if we own it now, it would go to us. And we could ask the mayor to
No,
just.
Charles
No.
Point Association.
Charles
Point
does?
Association.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know
oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Charles Point Association owns 139 feet there, but. You know, previous application, we've already approved my parking plan, which is
Mhm.
all over that, so. I mean, if it really became an issue and they didn't have access over through the federal right of way for parking lot. I mean, the shed's movable, I mean, we can turn it sideways.
Well, just to ease everyone's mind, we could ask Charles Point to just give us the okay to just across the right of way. To put something on it, you know, I mean, I don't know.
But I mean, there's no permanence either, like I said, we can, you know, if we're moving the shed there, if for some reason that deal doesn't come to fruition, like this, it's gonna practice, I'm not able to fill this. Shed, so whether we get this all we want or not. It's kind of based on the contract, but it's based on, he gave her some quotes on, I don't know what he's saying, but he gave us some quotes on building a new structure and that, they gave him an iron under budget, so she made this shed, but I still like to get a shed for license. Just a simple way to get it. I'm not looking to lose any, you know, too much, I don't want to lose any more parking. I don't want to.
So let me ask the question then, if you don't get her shed, are you gonna put a different shed? in?
Yeah, I'll put it all license.
Okay.
You know, I want outside of the match, the renovation, I'm doing my fun. So the whole property will have some continuity, it's our time together. Unfortunately, our renovation started at the back of the property on the water side and not the street side, but we are working forward, so over time.
well, does the Crescent Beach folks, do they have some say in this? I mean, if this is their right of way, right? Do they park there? Don't they
No.
park there?
No, they park on the other side of the Oscar first shed, for lack of a better term.
On
the other
the
side.
north side of
Right.
it. Yeah.
They do part, they pull in perpendicular, like, I mean, if the first person that pulls in where the sandbags are between their shed and my docks right now, if they park that way, it's black, I said, you can't get in there. That's what I'm saying, the point is that there was an access at one point when one guy owned it, when Charlotte Point Association bought it, now it became 14 owners. The 14 owners had to use that 10-foot right away and get to the end, and they weren't able to use the federal right away to turn around, they could never turn around. There's not enough space between the water and your property line.
And of course, his whole parking for all those docks is in the same situation. I mean, it's all on top of that right away.
Bottom line is, we're not pouring concrete, we're not putting permanent tailors, and we're not doing anything. If it really became a push to shove issue with the right of way, they wanted to change the footprint of Sodas Point and downtown parking and everything would totally change the dynamic of all of downtown. If somebody pushed it that right away. which previously this board had been planning board for, so that the outfitters already approved their parking plan, which is on that right away. And it was 6 months ago, so we're already utilizing it for the proper uses.
You're gonna look at the utilities up to this?
No,
No,
it's
just the
required.
shed.
It's cost prohibitive, it's, and if it's a 300-foot parking lot, I can find out there was electric overhead. It used to go across the whole ramp, but because I bring a lot of doorways in with my screen, I can't handle overhead electric there because I got to the whole ramp, I have to go underground.
All right,
Nothing's impossible, but it's not in the plan, it's not, there's no. Really,
anybody else?
especially with the cost of materials right now, but I think once they get 2.5 inch PVC piping, it's $80. Some of the service stuff, so the 300. A lot of money plus the winter is $5 to $6 a foot, so. Just materials, you're $16 a foot.
All right. Any other questions at this point for Phil?
So if we okay it at 1 foot from the edge, then that means then Phil has to do the fire rating.
Fire rating, yeah.
On the north and on the west.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Kind of.
I called Albany because I remember something from training where if you have an Everwild or a place that you're never gonna build on, that you can give an exception to chapter 6. But when I talked to Albany, they said they don't know of it in the current, so I can't give it, which is crazy because we're never going to build here and we're never gonna build here. He has separation from the one side where we actually care about it. I still have to enforce it. And Phil had a good point, putting drywall in there. It's, it's very wet. Why would we do that? So he was gonna try and do concrete board, I think,
Yeah.
or tile back, some.
Some that's not gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if something you had stored in the shed and somebody walked by and threw a cigarette in there, at least it would contain.
To that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, it's. I'm not opposed to moving it 5 foot off the line, but then we're gonna lose more parking, so it's, it's really not impacting the neighbor, they're just parking there, so.
And with water is now you've got beach between the line and the water anyway.
Yeah, no, last year we had 30-40 foot beach
Yeah,
out there, so
Yeah.
it's silted in pretty hard.
And I believe, I'd have to check with the art, but I'm pretty sure it's a private right away, be it or not. I think it's on Phil's responsibility. So let's say we approved it and they came back tomorrow, once the shed showed up and said that that's got to get removed. It'd be, I think, Phil's responsibility to move it. 'Cause it's
So
private.
I guess in that, right, the only thing I would ask is if I could turn it sideways. If they really make an issue about it.
have they been,
They've been notified.
they've been notified, okay.
Yeah, just trying to think if, I didn't get anything back. I'm just trying to think how you would.
Did we notify them at their summer places or at their
Well,
winter
just
residence?
Just the association,
The association.
yeah, the file that I do for the docs.
I communicate with them, I did communicate with them about this, but again, nobody's keeping it. To going on 3 years, I know the place I have. They would come down right over here, sending them, we get it blocked.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff, the docks are there all winter. They're right up to the property line, so. They, the precedence, kind of satisfied.
All right, any other questions? Phil? Okay, so this proposal, if we're gonna vote on this, this would be with the proper fire rating on 2 sides. Should we add that to the
Fire rating?
Fire protection material on 2 sides of the shed. Okay,
Having an RE board, need the fire rating.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right,
I'll make a motion that we approve the application as submitted with the addition of fire
fire
rating material on the Which side?
Front and back.
The front and back.
So the 1 foot from the
The
property
1
lines, yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, everybody in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Everybody against? Okay, looks like you're all set, Bill.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Talk to Kevin.
I'll issue that for you. If you want to stop in tomorrow. Yep.
Okay, old business, we have minutes from way back when. Let's see,
The 28th,
28.
February 28th.
Okay.
I didn't send it out again. but I think you guys looked at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did, yeah.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from February 28th.
I'll second
Wait
that.
a second, Kat. Okay, all in favor?
Something.
Yeah.
Fine.
Lori's retired from doing the
I'm
minutes.
retired, yeah.
New business.
I do have some new business. I also have a suggestion. I don't know how you guys feel, so I wanted to run by you. With Verdine's application, that little subdivision that
Yes.
we've done a couple of those.
Yep.
There's this weird, I talked to Mark about this the other day, there's this weird time frame where we're kind of trusting them to merge that lot and not do anything illegal on it, like, you know, try and snap a variance or anything else. So I learned, in one of the training classes I did, they do something called a boundary line adjustment. It's not a full application, but we can, you're on LWRP committee, right?
Yeah.
You're on the review, the LWRP.
Yeah.
committee.
uh-huh.
So I want to talk to you guys or mention it to Sharon to add this to the code revisions. So instead of doing the full subdivision review, when you're just taking from one and putting it to the other, call it a boundary line adjustment. And maybe it goes planning and zoning, just one meeting each, but then we're not giving them an undersized lot for any amount of time. It just instantly goes from one to the next.
Okay.
It just
That makes a lot more sense.
less, because right now it's kind of crazy that we're doing the full.
Was there a 60-day window you said right now?
Right now, yeah, there's a 60-day shot clock, and with that, there'd be no shot clock. They just have to file it. We just have to okay it pretty much.
Okay.
And then for applications, we have 11 planning board applications, a bunch of fences, dock. Oh, trying to think what else. I think it's mostly fences and. Oh, another subdivision, just like that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that means what, the 9th?
Yep, the
for
9th.
us? Okay. What are we gonna do about the meeting for the 23rd? Why is that? We're at, that's a holiday.
I think it's a Canadian holiday, I think.
It'll get double time or
It's,
anything?
Victoria.
Victoria Day.
Victoria Day.
Because then the following is Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
Old business, I guess we can just tell them about our visit with
Oh, Sean.
Sean.
Yep, yep.
Oh, yeah, what the heck is he doing?
So we went down and talked to him because
Sean is purple guy.
purple guy.
Purple guy.
Yeah.
So he wanted to see, he's raising his yard flat to the door level. So right now it's at an angle, but the sidewalk is higher than him, so he's got like a little valley, so he's raising it flat with his doorway. And he's going around it, so it's encased, just level. That's the landscaping portion. But then he's gonna come to you guys, was he doing a wall or was he doing a fence? I don't
I
recall.
think it says fence.
I don't have how to politely say this. He said a lot of things and we're not just sure what he wants to do. If it's a fence or if it's a wall, excuse me, it can be 2 feet
Yeah,
before he needs permission. If it's a fence, obviously it's 4 feet. And then he talked about a combination wall fence.
oh, yeah.
But he basically has poured a footer all the way around the yard. So he's gonna lift it, he's gonna put block. So if you see block there now, that's to raise it up. And then from there on, we'll determine whether it's a wall or a fence. So he's gonna have to come to either us or planning for one or the other. And he knows that. So that's, but it got very complicated on the fall, in the middle of the road, and the fact that the village took 2 feet of his driveway with a new sidewalk.
And then he's
it's-
landscaping the one next to him and then pouring a driveway for Elijah next to him. There's a lot of,
So his landscaping is gonna go towards Jamie's Bar in that vacant lot where that boathouse is, so he's gonna landscape the front of that for that gentleman, and then he's doing the work with his neighbor to the east, I guess that would be.
Yeah,
Elijah.
Elijah. So, and I see they poured a footer in there today too, so I don't know what, is that a wall? Must be.
we'll find out. Did he, I don't think he said anything about that
No,
when we were over there, so I'll find out what that is.
and of course, he gets a lot of attention as everybody rides around there all day, but we got that coming, and it's kind of
Well, I
like
wonder,
our,
because he tore it all up. I mean, it looked like he was running another gas pipe or something down through there. It looks like he tore that part
He
up.
ripped out a water line because he had 3 or 4 services for some reason. Did you hear that part?
not that one, the other one had been a rental.
Bonacci's for some reason they had a break, and then instead of fixing the break, they just disconnected it and ran a new line.
Yeah.
So they did that like 3 times. So he just started ripping water lines out. So that was a
I
headache.
think he has a lot of equipment and a lot of plans, time
A lot of
plans,
time on his hands.
yeah. But, so we got that
And his
coming.
Vehicle's perfect.
but we
So
don't know.
the old boathouse is not his?
That's, his name is Engels. The only thing I know about him is that he's friends with Jay Leno, and they compete over the biggest car collection. That's all I've been told about the guy.
But it looks like where'd all that wood come from? Did they tear it
That's
all
barn,
down?
no, it's a barn wood that they bought to use, and they don't like the style of the barn wood, so they're returning it.
That's what some farmer's gonna want. Tear down
Yeah.
the barn and then
Bring-
bring the barn.
Yeah, bring it back. We don't want
I
to.
think it's one of those projects that'll never be done, just, I guess.
What about Steve? Our buddy Steve at the end.
He was out there putzing yesterday or the
I know,
day before.
I know.
We've given him
We
an
talked,
ultimatum on what he can and can't do. But
He's totally lost. But it's, I mean, it's really an eyesore.
yeah,
You know, I mean, it's, you know, he's got flashing hanging out and I think it's a little dangerous too, because he
Yeah.
hasn't got sides on.
He doesn't have any other way to get in that house, does
to
he?
that front. I can go and talk to him. When is he usually there during the day or is he?
No, he works in the day. He gets home about 6 o'clock.
That's fine, I work.
You know, and then he's home, I think, on weekends. So
Okay,
we'll probably have to see his neighbor too. They're lifting that
Yeah.
next house couple down.
Yep.
And we have gone back to Phil about his residence also. So
he has a dock.
is a temporary dock for a front porch with
yeah,
no
I
rails.
saw that. And he's got, I don't, is he gonna fill it? He's got all that dirt and stuff.
It's
in the back.
astroturf all over.
Yeah.
I don't think he's from-
We need a final plan from him,
Yeah,
so he's been warned. Anything else? Any questions for? All right,
What Bruce doing, that's one of the things on the planning board list.
so he has a DEC permit to, I can, sort of, he got permission for an EnviroLock, it's called.
who we talking about now?
Bruce Carey.
Which house, this one or this one?
Camp de Malay.
Oh, D Malay, oh yeah, with all the sand
Yeah,
into it, okay.
So he's doing,
Taking down the hill.
yeah, he's doing the groundwork before. I think I can share this on the screen. I don't know, should we adjourn but keep the recording going, so we're all meeting and talking, just so it's not like the zoning board is reviewing? That probably is okay.
We're not gonna
Yeah.
review, we're just wondering what's coming, right?
Yeah, this one's
New
not
business.
gonna, this one won't come to you guys, but I'll show you what the site work looks like up on Zoom, so you can all see it.
Will we have to do anything with his future bed and breakfast across the street here?
Potentially,
Yeah.
yeah. So EnviroLock,
The big white house right across the street, where They've been working there all winter and then they just tore all the evergreens out here in the last couple of days.
Yeah, looks naked.
Yeah,
There you go. This is Envirolock. They're like little bags full of deep rooted plants. It's a company out west, and he'll be the first one, I think, in New York State to get approval for it and do it from the DEC. So they're treating it like an exemplary project. So he's not doing it the full run. He is doing it. Come on. This will move up.
this is replace the sand he's moved.
Yeah, no, so he has permission, as you can see, to cut down. This is the top of it right now. He's gonna cut it down here, so it's at 278, and he's gonna go down to 268. So you take off about 10 foot. This is the grading plan that they approved. So he's, and right here is where Envirolock goes, is on this side. And then he's keeping the rest all natural, because his wife likes the birds.
Sand and swallows.
Yeah, the swallows that go in. So he's protecting the side that's the worst with it, and then this is the grading plan, and then this is where all the dirt ends up here.
So he's evening off, there at the top.
Right here.
So you're gonna put a house at the top?
No, this is all gonna be a park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for him, his family.
Is he keeping the structures that are there?
He took down this one that was here. He moved these, no, these two are still here in the same spot. And he's keeping this one as kind of little hobby shop type thing. So I don't think he has any intention to change anything out. So right now, what he's doing is this, and then he can't touch this until he gets approval from us, the shoreline.
So the Envirolock is all live plants and so it
It deep
establishes.
roots in it, establishes
Wow.
itself, and it, softer shoreline, I guess, greener, softer
Yeah,
shoreline.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stamped up sandbags that.
Yeah.
Allow to grow.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and not rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they use it in, I think it's Michigan, they use a lot of it.
Wow.
But this was a huge application I put together, and so this is what planning will be reviewing for him.
Anything else for tonight?
Hey, I don't know what else is going on in the village. Like I said, it's starting to get busy, to the busy season.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to look left when you're going by pit stop now.
Yeah. I had to put a shorter leash on the dog.
Church, that's gonna take a lot of that.
Church.
Catholic church.
Oh, one at the corner? Yeah, I don't know.
The biker bar.
Biker bar.
I don't know who bought it yet.
There's gonna be a marijuana biker bar.
We haven't got notice that anyone's bought it yet, so I don't know who's purchased it yet.
I hadn't heard that it was purchased.
I haven't gotten a notice of transfer, and we haven't seen a sold sign yet, so we're waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, the rumor I heard it was permanent.
Yeah, I heard it was the people who bought Soda Shores. The,
Patty Abel's place.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
that it was them. And the church specifically said no biker bar.
There's a guy that
I think
drives
there is a
a
list of
purple
conditions that
truck. And
they
that was
have
the
that you
first
can't do on
time.
it.
Well, that's
I bought
Sean.
it.
And it's for like 50
That's
years.
Okay, that's who I heard.
Yeah.
Claudia Putnam, my neighbor. So,
Never know until it's Eric Pfeiffer, his son come, the old Ingersoll Hotel. If they come for anything for that, yeah. They're gonna remodel that whole thing.
Okay.
Eric sold his house out on 14 and he's moving into the back apartment while
That's what I heard,
they
yeah.
tear the rest of it up.
Cool. Wait, Durrell?
I don't, it's Eric's son, Eric's son's, he's a
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Durrell Pittner. I just got I'm going through the plans, and I didn't realize that's who it was.
Yeah.
I'll show you these two. So I'm going through and reviewing those plans right now.
I think they're taking it down to 2 or 3 units, maybe.
On the downstairs, yeah.
I heard Fulton bought that.
Yeah, I heard that too. And then I heard Kugler bought homes.
Oh, really?
I heard.
Well, Sue said that they were gonna put it with that real estate agent that they use, just because he's a friend, so.
So I don't have a 3D view of it, but I can show you the layout if you guys want to
Well, that's
see.
okay. I just wondered if he started. I knew that
Yeah,
Eric
stamp
Eric
plans
had
for it.
sold, he's moving into the back
Yeah.
apartment until the front one's done.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice if they do, he did Zoots.
Yeah.
He did Zoots, yeah.
So that's the building we're talking about. like, next
Well-
to Zoots.
Yeah, we're next to Zoots over at the
Yeah,
park
used to be
side.
Eager's house.
We always call it the Ingersoll Hotel.
I didn't realize that's what it's
Ingersoll's
called.
lived there for years. You
Yeah.
run places out.
That overlooks the park?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a big white one there.
The only thing that's drastic, I think, from curb appeal is as you're looking at, there's a front porch. He's taking that roof off of it and he's just putting a second story deck on top instead of having a roof.
That would be on the south side.
South side of the
East,
road,
southeast, east, southeast side, east side.
north side of the house, yeah.
First,
On north side.
It's that front apartment will have a deck, just where the roof is now.
It'll do it nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Our next meeting is May 9th.
Night. Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'd like to second that.
I'll second.
Okay, we're adjourned.
All right.
Okay, Linda's gonna send us a draft when she gets it. We can give her our feedback. We'll go from there.